Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you today that it is over for the Gematria ass clowns. It is over for the Gematria ass clowns. It's over. They're done. Over. Game over. Okay? So Zachary Greenblatt, you can take that pie ritual and throw the goddamn pie in your clown ass face. Okay? Everybody watching our channels, they're gonna take that pie ritual you were talking about and they're gonna throw it in your goddamn face because you're a clown. The pie ritual is gonna be thrown in your fucking face because you're a fucking clown.
Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Had to begin the video with a little bit of humor. You do not want to be one of my critics or haters. What happens to all of my critics and haters is they get embarrassed. They make fools of themselves. What I am exposing on this channel is not a joke. It's not a coincidence. It's not here to mislead you or waste your time. It's the absolute truth. I have figured out how the world of professional sports are scripted, and I figured out how the script goes right alongside with the fake news, the rigged elections, and everything else. And I've been teaching about this since 2013 with a building body of knowledge. Everyone who's been here since the beginning has seen how the work has expanded. A growing team of people have come here that now contribute, and with each passing day, this research goes further and further. I said why the Warriors would win this championship, most likely over the Cavs, and why it had everything to do with pie. I want to show you how tonight, in Game 5, there was another major pie ritual, what we've been talking about all season. But first, what I want to do is go back to the Mother's Day game and reveal for a second time what I talked about the night of this game. The night of this game, I said based on what happened on Mother's Day, it looks like the Warriors will win the championship this year. Recall last season the Cavs won on Mother's Day. This year it was the Warriors. Last year it was the Cavs by the numbers. This year it was the Warriors by the numbers. In this game, in case you forgot, the Spurs had a 25-point comeback. It was the game Kawhi Leonard was injured. Notice the Warriors won with 113, the number that we saw so much of game 1, 2, and 3, where one of the final scores of either team was 113 points. Special number I've been teaching about since 2013. Number of Scottish Rite Freemasonry. Very relevant number to King James, the rigged world of sports. What I pointed out in this 25-point comeback, this scripted game, was how Steph Curry and Kevin Durant combined for a season-high 74 points, which reminded, of course, of Kevin Durant joining the Warriors on July 4th, the nation's birthday. What I've learned since Mother's Day is the city of Oakland, they had not won a pro sports championship with the winning game being in Oakland since 1974. 2 years ago when the Warriors beat the Cavs, they won it in Cleveland. This year, they won it in Oakland the first time since 74. And on Mother's Day, as I pointed out, Steph Curry's mother's name summed to 74, so did the name Kevin. 74 combined points, a season high for the two, and the 25-point comeback. I was saying then, if the West won the finals, it would be the 25th championship for the West in the modern era. But look, from July 4th, the day that Kevin Durant joined the Warriors, until May 14th, the day of the 74-point combination, was 314 days. Remember, 3.14 is pi. That's why March 14th is Pi Day, which is Steph Curry's birthday. And I predicted this year that Steph Curry would score 29 points on Pi Day, which was his 29th birthday, because it was the number that defined the season, plus the word pi in Gematria sums to 29. Of course, Steph Curry did go on to score 29 points that game. And remember, I made that prediction after the February 27th game between the Warriors and Philadelphia, which was the same opponent on Steph Curry's birthday, And again, Philadelphia is the original home of the Warriors, who won the first championship in 47. But on February 27th, 2/27, the final score summed to 227 combined points. And I said to look for that before that game was played. I said, watch tonight's game summed to 227 points, because these things happen every year. Like clockwork, like cycles, like circles. Remember, pi is from geometry, mathematics, studying circles. So all year, these pi rituals. Remember, opening night, the Cavs won by 29. The Warriors lost by 29. I put out a video that day saying, here's proof that this will be the third straight year, the trilogy of Cavs and Warriors. And I said the likely narrative by the end of the season is the Warriors have gelled into an impressive team, and they might very well take it. Just like I talked about on July 4th. All of my videos are up to go back and watch. But notice, it was 314 days later, 3.14, the number for pi. In the language of Gematria, if you write out 22 divided by 7, it sums to 314. 22 divided by 7 like 227, right? Remember, February 27th, 2/27, the score was 227 combined points. So 3.14, this all symbolizes pi. Look at what they did in tonight's game. Kevin Durant hit a 3. He took the score to 93-86. Very special score. And look at where the clock was stopped at, 3:14. Then they went all around the arena with it stopped on 3:14. Nobody having a clue about what all this was about, except for the people who follow this work, the knowledge that I brought into the world in 2013. Again and again, you pay attention. You see how the clocks are stopped by the numbers to rituals that go on throughout the season. And not only that, but notice he scored his 93rd points. Go back and watch every video I put out about the Warriors and the Cavs NBA Finals, continually talking about 93. The first series, last year's series, remember the Cavs closed out the Warriors in Game 7 last year on the real King James' birthday with 93 points. Oracle Arena equals 93. The Cavs having 86 that time symbolic too. The first NBA Finals, when it was changed to that name, was in 86. Symbol equals 86, triangle 86, pyramid 86, Eye of Horus 86. So these are the pi rituals. This is what I was talking about. You know, you don't want to be someone like RFG putting down my work. RFG should know better. I put him in his place a year ago, and in the video where I put him in his place, I laid out, he was talking shit about the NFL season, and I reminded him that he had only followed my lead. All of his success in this world had only been from copying my picks, and I dropped real knowledge in that video. I said, watch for the Falcons and Packers this year in the NFC. It's all about number 44, and we saw those two teams end up in the NFC Championship, and the Falcons won that game with 44 points. So I've already made a video telling RFG how to learn the language, how to step up his game. He doesn't want to learn. He wants to keep talking shit because apparently he's not intelligent enough to grasp this information. And for me to have critics at this point, it can only be because those people are lacking where it counts, you know. RFG is not someone to listen to. He's a young fool, a shit talker, a con man, a liar. Last year I saved all of his subscribers a lot of money. He was going to pay them for faulty picks in the finals, you know. So this young man needs to humble up. He doesn't have anything to add to the conversation. He doesn't have a track record like me. You know, I've called almost every sports championship correctly from the start of seasons in the time I've been here. Almost all of them. Unprecedented. You've never seen anything else like it in the world. Look at what I just did in the last month. I gave everybody the dates to mark down on their calendar for the false flags, and every single date hit. I figured out how the sports are scripted and the news. It's all a show. It's all by the Freemasons. It's all by the numbers. It's undeniable. So some things about tonight's score. The Cavs starters, if you add up their points, do you want to know what their points add to? 113, our number. And here, let's just 41 is 47, plus 15 is 62, plus 26 is 88, plus 25 is 113. And look at how many points LeBron had. 41. How often have I talked about LeBron and 41? How many times just in this NBA Finals? How many times in the time I've been here making videos and blog posts since 2013? Been a broken record about LeBron and 41. That's the king number. Tonight he scored the 41st points for the Warriors with a big dunk over Durant. LeBron James, 41 points, 41 the 13th prime. You got to love that he had 13 boards too. But also 113 points for the starters. The real King James made a king on a date with 113 numerology. Also the name Thurmond in Gematria sums to 113. The man who had his number 42 retired with the Warriors and Cavs and died in the last offseason. Also notice that the Cavs were 47 of 88. Special numbers. This was the Cavs' 47th season. Ohio equals 47. 47 and 88 are both numbers that represent time. Time is cycles and circles connected to pi. Everything in these rituals comes back to time. Sports, an annual perfect cycle competition, the way we know them in this world. As for the Warriors, their starters scored 94 points. And I made 2 videos between Game 4 and today showing how there was very nice alignment for the series to end in Game 5 and why it made a lot of sense. We're going to review all that. But notice, the Warriors starters, let's just add up. 10 plus 39 is 49. Plus 34, 83. Plus 11 more, 94. Tonight, the Cavs got their 94th loss of the season. Tonight was the Cavs' 94th playoff loss all time. So I got to make that point clear. All-time Cavs playoff record, they came into this game with 113 wins and 93 losses. Tonight was loss number 94 in the playoffs. And I talked about how from the Martin Luther King Jr. Day blowout, where the Warriors won by 35, getting their 35th win of the season, from that game, which was January 16th, until today, is 147 days. 147 days. If you write out 94 as a word, it sums to 147. Not arbitrary. In the World Series last year, before it was played, in spring training I said why the Cubs would win last year. The year before that I said why the Mets would be in the World Series. But anyway, I showed last year when the Cubs got their 94th win, how that was proof that they would win the World Series in Game 7 on November 2nd, 47 days later. Go back and watch. 94 and 147 special numbers, numbers connected to Freemasonry, and championships. And again, the basketball court is also 94 feet long. Not arbitrary. With regards to on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, the Cavs getting blown out by 35 for the Warriors' 35th win. Remember that King James equals 35. Kevin Durant wears 35. Now LeBron James is 3-5 in NBA Finals all time. Tonight the Warriors bench even scored 35. And today's date numerology is also 35. 6 plus 12 plus 17 for June 12th, 17. 35. Something else I loved at the end of the game, it was already over, but LeBron put in his 41st points, and when he did that, it gave the Cavs 117 points. Remember, Game 1, the Cavs won with 117, first game of the season. The Undertaker was in attendance. I'd been talking about the coding of 117, LeBron James, the Undertaker, the Godfather. Ohio has Gematria of 117, so does Akron, so does Undertaker. Undertaker was in attendance for LeBron's 117-point win to start the season. Remember, Undertaker lost at WrestleMania 33 this year, and I said that might be a clue that LeBron's going down since they have this relationship. WrestleMania 33 was 61 days before the finals starting on June 1st. 6/1 and finals equals 61. But again, look at all this 117. Ohio, Akron, Undertaker, The Godfather. If you write out 13, it has Gematria of 117. LeBron won in his 13th season. Golden State Warriors also has Gematria of 117. The trilogy between the Warriors and Cavs now over. Also, for anyone who's followed me, you cannot deny this. I've been talking about how significant 106 is to both the Warriors and Cavs. Tonight, LeBron scored his 33rd points for his team's 106th. Kevin Durant, his 33rd points were also the Warriors' 106th. Both of them, their 33rd points, the team's 106th. Remember what 106 represents. Prophecy. Talk about how Kendrick Lamar is connected to these finals. He had the lyrics that made it seem like Kevin Durant gets to win, but he's still a punk. Kendrick Lamar rapping about prophecy. Last year it was Prince at the Warriors and Thunder game. Look at this. Prince said all we can go by in this world is prophecy. Everything about Prince's life is by the prophecy code because these Masons who run the show, the entertainment world, operate by the prophecy code. Last year, Prince was at the March 3rd 3-3 Warriors and Thunder game. The Warriors won with 121 points. Warriors equals 121. The Thunder lost with 106. Add 121 plus 106, it sums to 227. 227. 22 divided by 7 pi. Cycles and circles. 227 is also the 49th prime number. Prince would die 49 days after being at that game, April 21st. Remember, Warriors equals 49, Revelation 49, Kevin Durant 49. Revelation, the book of prophecy and destruction. Prophecy equals 106, destroy 106, entertain 106. The world is being destroyed while the masses are being pacified with rigged sports and materialism. This is what it's all about, controlling the mind's eye of the masses and doing it all by a code. A code that most people are completely oblivious to. So here was Kevin Durant right after the score, 106. 33 points. What actually surprised me in the game is when LeBron scored the points, the announcer said LeBron has 33, but they didn't put it up on the screen. But they did for Kevin Durant. And notice when they went up 106, Cleveland was stuck on 98. Let's not forget that National Basketball Association equals 98. So does Chosen. So does Chosen 1. That also brought the game to a combined 204 points. Game 1 in Oracle ended with a combined total of 204. Oracle Arena has Gematria of 204. You had to love that shot right there, huh? Says it all. And just things like this. Draymond Green was the 35th overall pick of the draft. They had to put up this stat when he had 35 minutes. He wears number 23 like LeBron. Let's not forget this. King James equals 35. King James was made a Freemason at 35. The word king alone equals 23. King James died 23 years after becoming a Freemason at age 58. And King James was a Rosicrucian and a Freemason. Rosicrucian equals 58. So does Freemasonry. So does Secret Society. So does Solomon's Temple. So does Annuit Coeptus. So does In God We Trust. So does United States, Jerusalem. Very special number. Very special number. Notice also how they put it up. 8 points, 9 rebounds, something like 89. King James, 35 and 89. J.R. Smith, 5 of 5 at 3-point field goals. His birthday was 89 days after today's game, something I documented on my blog today. When he was 7 of 8, don't forget NBA Finals equals 78, so does Cleveland. Naismith, who created basketball, died at age 78. 22 days after his 78th birthday, basketball 22. Today's date had 35 and 55 numerology. King James also has the 55 Gematria. King James died in history on a date with 55 numerology. We'll get to that. Kevin Durant, 35 points. What else, At the end of the third quarter, the Warriors were up 98, special number, to 93. 2 years ago, Game 1 of the NBA Finals was played 98 days after the Cavs and Warriors had last played in the regular season. It went to overtime, 98-98. All things I was talking about then. Same patterns recur. And let's not overlook that the Cavs had 93, You add that together, it sums to 191, the number for the Society of Jesus, the Jesuit order. At halftime, what I wrote about early this morning was proven true. I wrote a blog post on how it locked up too tight for it to likely get past Game 5. Game 5 looked like the one for the Warriors to win it in Oakland, the first time since 74. And look at this. Again, this was the 71st season of the NBA. It began October 25th, 2016, a date with 71 numerology. That was also Game 1 of the World Series where the Cubs hadn't been in it for 71 years. Anyway, if you write out 71 as a word in Gematria, it sums to 126. Oakland in Jewish Gematria is also 126. And here we are on June 12th, 12/6, the perfect date to win it in Oakland, the first time since 74. Further, notice it was 131 combined points at the half, and that was thanks to the long J.R. Smith three-pointer that got sucked in clearly like a vacuum by the technology that is being used in these leagues to script every game to the point. Again, I should not have critics. It is undeniable what I've proven about these games being scripted to the point, and the only way to explain it is to look at the way these shots are being sucked into the basket. It is very clear that technology is being used in the NBA to ensure scores, as I've been saying. 131 combined points is a special number. Oakland also sums to 131. Championship equals 131. Super Bowl 131. 57 131. NBA Finals 57, World Series 57. Last year the Cavs won 57 games in the regular season. I said that was the sign they'd be taking the championship. These are the championship numbers. At halftime, the Cavs starters had 58 points. Again, King James dead at age 58, Oakland 58, Golden State 58, Freemasonry, Rosicrucian. The Warriors starters had 52 points at the half, prophecy number. Golden State Warriors, 30-8 run. That's 38 points, finals 38. Iguodala also scored the 65th points. Philadelphia equals 65. I've been telling everybody about Philadelphia in this series. Iguodala used to play for Philadelphia, the original home of the Warriors. At the half, the Warriors were shooting 47%. Again, this was the 47th season of the modern era. Philadelphia won the first championship in 47. 47, very special number to Freemasonry. The compass with their logo with the G in it is at 47 degrees. Just like the tropics that tell time on this earth are 47 degrees apart, the word time equals 47. The basketball court is 4,700 square feet, the NBA court, 94 by 50. The word foundation equals 47. The word framework, 47. Very special number. Cavs 53%, the reflection of 35. Again, LeBron James, King James fell to 3-5 in finals. Also, with regards to them being down 11, pi has the gematria of 11 as well. One more pi, salute. In the first half, LeBron scored the 48th points of the game. I talked about how the Kendrick Lamar album, Damn, came out 48 days before the start of the finals, June 1st. James 48, Cleveland 48, LeBron putting in the 48th points. 4 equals 48, Wall 48, Donald Trump 48, LeBron James with a show about a wall. Steph Curry put in the 61st points. Again, finals 61, Ohio 61, times 61. Steph Curry's mother, where we began talking about the Pi Day salute, was Sonia Curry. Again, when she got this ritual, it was 16 days before her birthday, the reflection of 61. I want you to notice a few more things about her name. Sonia, 25, like Pi, like finals, like Kevin, like Kerr. 25 years ago, Steve Kerr wore 25, played for the Cavs. But notice Sonia's also 61. Her name had the magic numbers for this year. And that's why after the Mother's Day game, I said, it's hard to see the Warriors not winning after this. So just so you know, I'm going to link all these posts. Just want to make sure you're getting all these little fine details. Steph Curry scoring the 61st points, not arbitrary. Here they were talking about this monster run by the Warriors. It went to a break with 54 points. Remember, Oracle equals 54. They had their home winning streak snapped at 54 games by the Celtics. In this run right here, where they took the lead 54-43, they put up a stat showing the Warriors were on a 12-2 run at first. Remember, Oakland on the 122nd meridian. Golden State equals 122. See my video from January 22nd, 2016 saying, watch Golden State score 122 points tonight. It was the day Steve Kerr returned for the 44th game of the Warriors season. From there, the run went to 15-2. Pennsylvania equals 152. We just saw the Penguins win. Now the Warriors, originally from Philadelphia. Then the run got extended to 19-2. Stephen Curry equals 192. In that stretch, Kevin Durant scored the 49th points for the team. Kevin Durant, 49. Warriors, 49. Revelation, 49. You might have noticed they were also up 11 when they went to that break. Pi number. So here was a big play. LeBron James dunked it over Durant for the 41st points. This was before the run. Before this run, things were looking good for the Cavs for a moment. LeBron James, King James, monster dunk over Durant for the 41st points. And that was probably the last time in the game Cleveland fans were happy. You know, they got to see King James get this big highlight dunk, but then it fell apart after that. And also after that, they let the clock run, and then they called a timeout to stop it at 10:13, which is a lot like 1-1-3 after the King James monster dunk. And here LeBron was complaining because he didn't get a foul call. And if you watch the highlight, I mean, he should have got a foul call. He was clobbered across the face. Also, some notes I took real quick in the first quarter. LeBron scored the 29th points of the game. Ohio equals 29. Pi 29. Steph Curry, LeBron James, born in the same hospital in Akron, Ohio. There was a sequence where the Warriors had a lead 4-9, and then the Cavs went on a run and made it 13-9. Again, Warriors 49. Freemasonry 139. Kevin Durant scored the 33rd points of the game, as he has done in so many games of these finals as I've documented. NBA Finals 33. LeBron missed both free throws while the game was at a combined 55 points. King James equals 55. King James died on a date with 55 numerology. Today had 55 date numerology. LeBron missing both free throws. Game 5, symbolic. Steph Curry made the 30th points at the free throw, bringing the score to 30-30 with 93 seconds left in the game. Oracle Arena 93. Saturn also has Gematria of 30 and 93. Saturn, the keeper of the time to the occult. The Cavs won the first quarter with 37 points. Chosen One also has Gematria 37. Warriors finished with 33. Comical stuff. I love these Kyrie stats they put up. 30.3, 49%, 41%. I mean, you should see it. 33, 41. They did this too. Golden State with 25, 2:50 on the clock, put the camera right on Kevin Durant on the bench. Kevin 25. The Warriors have won the 25th championship for the West. Again, Curry used to play for the Cavs 25 years ago, wore the number 25. Curry equals 25 like finals. Here was LeBron at the free throw stripe, couldn't make either one. Here was Curry with 10-4, bringing it to 30-30. He had 11 points then. Pi. Mr. Pi Day birthday. Here was that sequence, 4-9, then 6-9, Cleveland Cavaliers, 69. Then no love for Kevin Love, fouling out with 0 points, wearing number 0. No love. Don't you guys get the joke? Love with a 0. That's the Zionist message to all the people that they screw over with these rigged games. I love this too when LeBron scored here, bringing it to 8-9, like 89 for King James, and they got him front and center on the camera. He'd go to the free throw stripe and make one more, making it 9-9. This was the Warriors' 99th game of the season. Again, the United States of America, 99, 13, 99. Think about the 13 stripes, 13 colonies. Albert Pike, the Freemason, has a statue 13 blocks from the White House. Albert Pike equals 99. Last year, again, LeBron won in his 13th season. King James made a king at 13 months old. Golden State equals 41. 41 the 13th prime. See how nice it all is? That's why it's 9-9 in the first quarter. It's all ritual. Then you had Cleveland take the lead 11-9. King James Bible equals 119. All Seeing Eye 119. That's where the run would end though. Little timeout. So things I pointed out before the game. I pointed out that if the Cavs lost this game, they would be 13-5 in the playoffs. And remember, they won the Eastern Conference Finals 135-102. The key of David equals 135, which is something written about in regards to Philadelphia in Revelation, the 66th book of the Bible. Philadelphia was also established in history on date with a 135 numerology. In Philadelphia, the original home of the Warriors. If you lose the, just key of David equals 102, what the Celtics lost with in that game. And if you add that score together, it sums to 237, which is what the Gematria of LeBron is in English Extended, which I covered in a recent video. So the only game that the Warriors lost to the Cavs was the Warriors' 98th game of the season. They lost to LeBron in their 98th game of the season. National Basketball Association 98, Chosen won 98, Chosen 98. LeBron went to 4 finals with the Cavs. The only one he won in his 4th was Game 4. And remember, Chosen 1 equals 44. There's our riddle. Chosen 1 wins Game 4 in his 4th series with the Cavs. Falls to 3-5, King James 35. Today's date, 55 numerology as well as 35. Again, King James has Gematria of 35 and 55. King James died in history on a date with 55 and 71 numerology. King James, right here I'll show you. King James passed away March 27, 1625. That date, 55 and 71 numerology. Now the 71st season of the NBA ends on a date with 55 numerology, where there were quite a few 55 tributes in the game. And again, King James made a king at 13 months of age on a date with 113 numerology. See? King James made a Freemason at age 35. That's why you want to know the Gematria. RFG, the clown I showed at the beginning of the video. You know, he says that Gematria is worthless. How dumb can a man be? Why would anyone listen to a dumb man? Only a fool listens to a dumb man. RFG Chosen One. Not very bright. Just goes to show the people who follow him, even less intelligent. You don't want to be one of those people. So again, here's what I wrote early this morning. Talking about great date for the Warriors to wrap it up. Today also happens to be Trump's 144th day as president. We know that the finals are scripted with the world of rigged elections, fake news. Trump equals 25. I was showing why the Patriots were going to win and why it was all about 25 through Trump. And that's why I ultimately decided that the Warriors would win this finals. They had the 25 in their favor. The East did not. This would be the 25th championship win for the West, which has now happened, just like how I said it would be the 25th Super Bowl for the AFC if the Patriots won. That's the big number. We keep seeing 25 in the media. Remember last week's story, the 25-year-old named a reality winner that the federal government was going after? It's all a joke. They're putting these numbers in front of your face. Also, as I pointed out this morning, today, from the start of the season to today, was exactly 33 weeks. NBA Finals equals 33. Perfect. Perfect. It was also 90 days after Steph Curry's birthday. Golden State Warriors 90. Something else this man pointed out right here. He said in arena football this past weekend, Philadelphia beat Cleveland. And notice the score, here it is right here. Philadelphia Soul beat Cleveland Gladiators 59-49. I put this up on my blog this morning. I always tell you guys, if you're not following my blog, you're missing out. I don't always have time to make videos. It's easier for me to make blog posts. They take moments. But look at this, 59-49. The word soul has gematria of 67. West equals 67. The Warriors won the West with 67 games. Now they defeated the King 67. This game was played on October 6th. Hello. The same day LeBron's first child was born, Mr. Prophecy. Talking about 106 all the time. They opened up Prince's house as a museum on October 6th. Or excuse me, did I say October 6th? I mean June 10th. But October 6th and June 10th, it's all the same. 10/6 like 106. So anyway, this was this past weekend, June 10th, excuse me. But look at the score, 59-49, 108 points. Golden State Warriors has gematria of 108. Game 1 of the NBA Finals 2 years ago, the Warriors won with 108 points. The entire world of sports scripted together. Here's even proof that your arena football leagues are scripted. A perfect score in tribute to the finals. Pro sports, collegiate sports, if there's gambling on it, it's fixed to the point. There's no exceptions. That's what the zebras are on the field to ensure that these games finish with the intended script. Somebody scores a touchdown or point that's not supposed to happen, it gets waved off with a penalty, with a call. Somebody misses the shot that's supposed to go in, they give them another chance. They call the foul. All of these games are scripted to the point. This man made a good point about if it went to Game 7, how that was King Charles' birthday who was connected to the Cavaliers. Didn't happen that way, though. Also, today, the 26-year anniversary of Jordan winning his first championship. Kevin Durant wins his first championship 26 years later. Jordan equals 26. And as I was saying, there was this narrative that if LeBron wins, he might surpass Jordan as the greatest of all time. And I said, I don't see that. They don't want LeBron to be the greatest player of all time. They want him to be the enigma that he is. LeBron James does not make sense as a basketball player. And tonight was a perfect example. He was getting out of the way of Iguodala when he was driving the lane. Instead of playing defense in a closeout game, LeBron instead, just shied away and let the opponents get easy buckets time and time again. LeBron James doesn't show up when he's supposed to all throughout his career. That's why he has a 3-5 finals record. Michael Jordan was 6-0. That's a huge difference. 3-5 versus 6-0. Michael Jordan retired for a number of years. He didn't have as long of a career. But again, remember, Michael Jordan, the NBA was scripted around. It was a joke then, just like it's a joke now. I was 7 years old when I saw that the NBA was completely fake. Nothing's changed. The whistles don't blow for the superstars. Well, they don't blow against the superstars, but they always blow for them in their favor. You just look at those things, it's obvious that the leagues aren't legit. They're scripted around people, which should tell everyone everything. But people don't wake up. They don't see the obvious. That series also was 5 games where Jordan won his first championship. Posted all this stuff this morning here. Putting out the knowledge for you guys. Also today, this was in the headlines, and a record sale of tickets for 133,000. When I saw this, it gave me deja vu about President Trump. White House equals 133, government 133, authority 133. I forgot to write the word president up here, but president also equals 133. When Donald Trump was running for president, there were all sorts of stories about him being the 133rd richest man in the nation. 133rd time on Fox News. And I was saying, look, pay attention, people. Why are they telling you this stuff? Why does it matter that it's 133rd time Donald Trump's on Fox News? Does this mean they're going to put him in as the president? Well, they did. And again, Trump equals 25, like Kevin, like Kerr, like finals. And that is what this headline was about. Think about how the square root of 25 is 5, closing it out in Game 5. Also, just before the NBA Finals, they put Dennis Rodman in the headlines, and right away I saw this. His birthday, May 13th, 61, Finals 61, May 13th, written 13/5, the big number in Philadelphia. Look at the name Dennis, 29, and Rodman. Look how his name has perfect symmetry. 29, connected to pi, the number that defined the season. 65, connected to Philadelphia, the original home of the Warriors. 97, the 25th prime number. You know, all of that went in favor of the Warriors. You know, this little Dennis Rodman story just before the finals. Just before Game 7. That's today, June 12th. Also, George Herbert Walker turned 93 today. Remember, he did the coin toss for Super Bowl 51. If you missed my work on his coin toss in Super Bowl 51 and how that foreshadowed the Patriots win, go back and check it out. But he turned 93 today. Big number at Oracle Arena. Oracle Arena 93. He was the 41st president. Remember, Skull and Bones equals 41. He was a member of Skull and Bones, just like Golden State's 41. He also shared the birthday with David Rockefeller, who died earlier this year. Remember, the big three for the Cavs scored 101 points the night before the news of David Rockefeller dead at 101. And don't forget the Rockefeller dynasties from Cleveland. John D. Rockefeller. John D. Rockefeller's death had everything to do with the number 99. The Warriors win the championship over the Cavs in their 99th game. So anyhow, David Rockefeller, also Gematria of 93, you know, on what would have been his birthday, the Cavs go down in Oracle Arena, 93 land. From his death to today was also 85 days, the basketball number. Curry also equals 85. This man right here, he found my work and he got inspired to start making his own YouTube videos. He's just using his camera on his phone and uploading. And he asked me if I would share his channel, promote it. Down below, find this blog post, find this man's channel. This is someone who's going to start helping expose the world of rigged sports. But in his video, he said, I got a feeling that number 5, J.R. Smith, is going to do something special in this game because it's Game 5. And he was right. J.R. Smith began 5 of 5 from three-point land, all scripted, all technology. Technology sucked in his three-pointer at the end of the half from distance where he shot it off balance. You could see it. Got sucked in. Nothing organic looking about that shot. But what I also noticed is how J.R. Smith was born September 9th. 9-9, like 99, Warriors' 99th game. From today to his upcoming birthday, 89 days, the King James number. King James went down by the numbers, just like the real King James did in real life. Murdered by numbers. 84 days before his 59th birthday. LeBron James, King James born in 84. United States of America, 84. King James and the Rosicrucians responsible for the colonization of this nation. Colony equals 84, like states, like United States of America. Like the Twilight Zone, like Serling, the writer of the Twilight Zone. Like Masonry, like Zionism. So a lot of people were saying, Zach, you're wrong that the Warriors are going to win. It's going to be the Cavs because of this music video Forever from years ago with LeBron James. And I want to cover this part just because this is where it can get confusing, and admittedly so. But in the beginning of this music video, Forever, LeBron James is playing poker, advertising for this website, PokerStars, and the cards he's holding are 4 and 4. Now, this song is called Forever, which equals 44, just like Chosen One. And again, for anyone who wants to say Gematria is a joke, again, you got to be fucking retarded. I have shown the world since 2013 definitive proof that this is how it's done. This numerical code is what it's all about for the Masons who run the show because they follow Kabbalah, and Kabbalah has the belief that God created the world with language when God merged the letter with the number. You know the language of Gematria. You see what's being put before your eyes. This is why they start the music video with him holding a 4 and a 4. Why not have him holding 2 aces or 2 kings? It's because the song's called Forever, and it's the chosen one, you see? This song also released on a date with 44 numerology. Now, people were saying because of that, LeBron was going to win this finals. Win his 4th, becoming 4 and 4. There was an argument there, but again, he's King James. King James 35, 3 and 5. Made sense too. And now we again see what the 4 was all about. LeBron won game 4 in his 4th finals with Cleveland. And in his finals with Cleveland, he's now 1 out of 4. I pointed this out, which is 25%. Finals 25. You see? Doesn't that make too much sense? Also, I showed the death of Adam West at age 88, 88 days from Pi Day, where the first Pi Day was celebrated in 1988. It was pointed out to me after that there was a lot of media stories about LeBron being Batman. Batman died the day that LeBron won his only game. Probably was symbolic. A lot of stories about LeBron and Batman. And LeBron and Kyrie being Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin equals 88. Like Adam West dead at 88. So, you know, this really is the way your world is scripted. I didn't realize they'd compared LeBron to Batman so many times. I also noticed here they called Steph Curry Batman and LeBron Superman. But anyway, it was out there. For years, LeBron had been referred to as Batman. I wasn't aware of that. I try not to follow pop culture. I just try to expose it and wake people up to what's going on in this world, which I do pretty well for people who pay attention. Also, I mentioned that the Penguins were likely to win the Stanley Cup this year. Yeah, I did say that the Canadian team would win, and I apologize. The reason I was wrong about that is because I did not know about the 2004-2005 lockout season. Next year, Canada will win the Stanley Cup. They have not won since '93. Next year will be 25 years later, a number representing time. It'll be 24 seasons, the number representing Canada and the sun. Next year, Canada is definitely winning the Stanley Cup. But anyway, I did say I expected the Penguins to win these Stanley Cup once they were in it. And I said if they win and the Warriors win, that'll be big tributes to Pennsylvania. Again, the Warriors originally from Pennsylvania. Penguins. They won it 4-2. Penguins also has the Gematria 42. And let's not forget Sidney Crosby, who's born August 7th and wears number 87, the face of the league. National Hockey League equals 87. From the win to his upcoming birthday, 57 days. Our championship number, as we talked about. You see how this works? You see how this works? It was also a span of 58 days connected to Pittsburgh. So, something else to think about, and which I wrote on my blog yesterday, was the Pulse nightclub shooting a year ago, also a sign that the Warriors would win on the 1-year anniversary. And here's why I was thinking that. They said that 49 people were killed, and we know this was a hoax, you know, government propaganda, scaring people into thinking they need Big Brother to protect them. 49's the Warriors' number. 49's the Warriors' number. The shooting last year was on a date with 54 numerology, the Oracle number. Had a feeling we might see this happen a year later. Warriors getting their revenge against the Cavs. And in case you missed it, look how perfect the Gematria is between Freemason and Nightclub. It's all Freemasonry. But notice Pulse Nightclub is 61 like finals, 74, our number that's always important. Masonic 74, killing 74. Something else. You missed my work last year on the Orlando shooting. Check it out. Also, just some additional notes. This film that came out in 96, When We Were Kings, about Muhammad Ali, we saw how last year Muhammad Ali died in the finals as a ritual for the Cavs to win it. The Cavs hadn't won, or the city of Cleveland had not won a pro sports championship since the year Muhammad Ali became boxing champion. Look at this film, came out in 96. Muhammad Ali 96, LeBron 96, Freemason 96, a boxing ring, 96 feet around, 24 feet on each side. The film is 89 minutes long, King James 89. And notice also, When We Were Kings 216, like the Cleveland area code. This is really how scripted your world of sports is. This is how planned out things are. 96, LeBron James was 12 years old. 12 years old. But understand, all these people are born and bred to be and named accordingly. You know, this was all foreshadowing what was to come. Also, very interesting, the Muhammad Ali dynasty in Egypt and the Sudan, look at what date this came to an end. June 18th, 1953. If there was a Game 7 this year, it would have been on June 18th, and perhaps this was part of the scripting, telling us how it's all coming apart. But the date that the Muhammad Ali dynasty fell apart, and this just proves my point with the New World Order, making history by the numbers, creating news by the numbers, rigging sports by the numbers, the Muhammad Ali dynasty ended on a date with 96 numerology. Again, the New World Order is an old world order. They got this globe under their thumb. How perfect that the Muhammad Ali dynasty ends on a date with 96 numerology. Remember, Joe Frazier lost 2 to Muhammad Ali, 1-1. But he died in Philadelphia, and I was saying, does that mean that flips the ritual around? Does that mean the Warriors will get the better of the Cavs and LeBron James? Well, now we know the answer. Now we know the answer. And also, you had to have noticed they were advertising the Black Panther during the NBA Finals. Check this out. Black Panther has the same gematria as the NBA Finals. Perfect match. Remember, Game 1, June 1st, was LeBron's 213th playoff game all time. It was a span of 213 days until his December 30th birthday, and June 1st is the day that leaves 213 days left in the year. Again, the first year of the NBA Finals, 1986, Len Bias died 213 days after his birthday. Special number. Look at also when this movie's coming out, February 16th, 216. You see? That's the 49th day of the year. Warriors 49. Also consider that the Black Panther Party was started in the Bay Area where Oakland is. Oakland equals 58. Golden State equals 58. Freemasonry 58. Secret Society 58. Huey P. Newton 58. Cam Newton with the Black Panther on his helmet became the 58th quarterback to start in a Super Bowl that was hosted by the 49ers in the Bay Area. You know, this movie coming out on the 49th day of the year. See how the Zionists do it? They got all of their entertainment scripted together. They got the musical acts, you know, paying tribute to the finals. They got movies coming out that they're advertising during the time of the finals. And doesn't it seem early to start advertising this movie? They did it because it's a ritual for the finals. So, for all the haters, for all the liars, for all the slanderers who continue to demonize me in this work, you know, do not be deceived by these people. If you're deceived by them, you are a fool. Gary the Numbers fraud, this guy's a loser. He's a Zionist Jew shill. Every single year that I've been here, I've picked right and he's picked wrong. You know, every year. And he charges people a lot of money. And he has a lot of shills that work for him on YouTube. I don't have any of that. I do all this for free, give you all the knowledge, you know, give you the tools to see. And it's undeniable. And my track record, it's 1,000,000 times better than Gary the Numbers guy who charges people $3,500 per lesson and makes them sign a non-disclosure. There's a man in the world charging people $3,500 to teach what I teach for free, and he doesn't do it half as well as me. Think about it. There's RFG Chosen One who continues to steal from me and slander me, who's never gotten a correct pick without following my lead. Not one. There's Warrior Truth, a guy who sat on my blog for 2 years and made fun of Gematria, then came out of nowhere making Gematria videos, copying me. There's just a network of shills and liars and slanderers. I'm not part of it. You know, I work hard for you guys. I put out the truth. I mean, look at it. It's almost midnight here. I don't need to be doing this. I've already proven my point. I already told you the Warriors were going to win. I showed you what it was all about. I said, yeah, this year is hard to call, but the Warriors have the 25 thing. That's the number. You know? Showed you on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I showed you on Mother's Day. I showed you on July 4th, 2016. I showed you on October 25th, 2016. I continue to show you. Only fools can't see. The point. Here's where I want to close. Understanding the point of something. A lot of people in this society are too dumb to understand the point of something. Say you write a page of information. There might be a lot of different things on there, but you have to pull out of that information what the point is. See, the point of my work is to show people that sports are a joke. They're scripted. And so is this nation. And so are elections. And so is the news. And so is the war on terrorism. And so is the war on drugs. And I have proven all of those things. It's all a scripted joke to control your mind, to make you a slave to Big Brother. That's the point of my work. I also explain this isn't about gambling. This isn't about predictions. This is about understanding. And I continue to say, you can't get ahead of the Zionist Jews who run this world by the numbers, the Kabbalists, with money. Money's their game. I'm trying to enlighten people to help them overcome money, materialism, investing their time and energy into things that are here to deceive them, mock them. This is the point of my work. And for anyone to hate me, it means that, they want to be mocked. They want to be made fun of. They want to be led astray. They want to have their time wasted and stolen from them. They don't want knowledge. Those are the only ways you could possibly disrespect me and the work I'm doing. So the haters need to learn their place. The world's never seen anything like me. Nobody else laid out all the dates for the false flags this year, all the rigged sports championships for the last few years. And when I say laid out the false flags for the last few months, I'm not even doing myself credit. I've explained what the big dates are going to be in the news long before they've happened the whole time I've been here. I figured out how the Masons run their show. It's undeniable. And for those of you who are still watching, I want you to go back to January 2016, and I want you to watch my video on the Oregon standoff story after it happened. I explained that standoff was going to last either 13 days or 41 days. And again, how did I know that? By understanding that sports are scripted and so is the news. Let me remind you what happened. Oregon Ducks were playing Texas Christian University in the Alamo Bowl. Oregon was up huge. Texas Christian University had a record comeback. They ended up winning 47-41. They're making a movie about this game. Christian equals 47. TCU ended up winning with 47 points. They wear purple, which has the Gematria of 88. The final score was 47-41, and they defeated Oregon. I want you to see the Gematria of Oregon, 74-88, just like purple. But anyway, Oregon lost with 41 points. And what I said then is I said, look, it's the Alamo Bowl. The Alamo, the standoff, lasted for 13 days. 41's the 13th prime number. As soon as the Alamo Bowl ended, the breaking news was a standoff in Oregon. I said, you see how this works? Alamo standoff. Now Oregon standoff. I said, this will last 13 or 41 days, and here's why. The leader of it was Ammon Bundy, a name that sums to 41. And he was leading a group of ranchers, Gematria 41, in the standoff. And I said it all from day one. I also pointed out that if it ended 41 days later, it would end on the 42nd day of the year, and Alamo equals 42, just like Waco, which was a standoff. It ended 41 days later on the 42nd day of the year. Now consider, a person like RFG, who continues to follow my work and copy me, he must be aware of these things, but he continues to bash Gematria and say it's stupid and pointless. How dumb can he be? And for any of you who follow him, how dumb can you be? Why would you follow a con man, a liar, a fraud, a deceiver? You're looking at the face of the person who's put out the most truth in the history of this world. No contest. There's no one you could look to in the history books who's been more of a leader for truth. Never. No one. Zilch. You know, what I just showed you about the Oregon standoff, and you can go back and watch my video, I've done this thing so many times. Told everybody there was going to be a false flag between May 22nd and May 24th. Happened May 22nd. I told everybody there'd be a false flag June 3rd. It happened. After the June 3rd false flag, I told everybody the next one was going to be in Paris. It happened the next day. You know? All by knowing the code. And the code is way bigger than sports predictions. It's understanding the reality of your world and how to get ahead of the powers that shouldn't be. You know? So, you know, I don't need to toot my own horn. I have nothing left to prove. Nothing. You know? People who don't know what my work's about and what I've proven, these people, too low functioning, you know, too dumbed down, too many toxins in their body, likely from how they're eating. You don't want to be these people. Not at all, true seeker. RFG Chosen One, make your next video an apology. If not, shut the fuck up. You're not a man, you're just a little bitch. You know? Same with you, Gary the Numbers Guy. Same with you, Warrior Truth. Same with you, Russian Vid. Same with you, Jeff C. Same with you, A Call for an Uprising. All of you need to learn your place. You know? I'm telling you, true seeker. All these people out here, you can take all their combined information, all these frauds and shills, it's not worth shit. It's just going to waste your time, lead you astray. Unless you've watched every single video I've put out, there's probably not any other information out there even worth consuming until you've done just that. You know? Giving the world an Ivy League education. Better than that here. All right, true seeker, until next time.